Welcome, my viewers. Today we will continue our story from where we stopped, titled Under Siege. If you're joining me for the first time, I want to welcome you to the dark past, where you'll be enjoying amazing true stories from the past and from around the world. So please do sit back, relax, and enjoy today's story. So, Lorraine Warren told Bonnie that not only was it a manifestation of a demonic entity, but it was also a high-level entity as well. Suddenly, Leah begins to tremble and shake. Familiar with this, the Warrens gives her a pen and paper to perform automatic writing, a practice where the spirits of the dead allegedly take control over a person's body to convey a message. According to the Warrens, automatic writing in a house like this is completely dangerous because it might open some kind of door or portal and you do not know who or what can come through it. When Leah finished writing and her shaking came to a controllable level, she reads out loud what she had written. "Get out," repeatedly several times, along with the final line, "You don't belong here." This scares everyone in the room, especially the Beckwiths. Later that night, the Warrens and Leah left but remained in the house where two investigators who set up multiple cameras and microphones around the house and also in Jennifer's room where the most violent activities had occurred. While waiting to see the events that were to occur that night, Bonnie suddenly loses her breath. It was as if she's frozen. As they try to figure out what happened, Jennifer goes to comfort her mother when she too was taken by the same experience. As this was taking place, the two investigators start to pick up noises originating from Jennifer's room. The sounds of wings flapping like those of multiple birds could be heard, but there were no birds in the room. The room was completely sealed. As if that wasn't enough, banging noises could also be heard from the same room and immediately make their way where the investigators are in the kitchen. The sounds are now coming from inside the walls and then from above the ceiling and also from the floor beneath their very feet. It was everywhere. The investigators made their way back to Jennifer's room where it all started and began asking series of provoking questions, hoping to interact with the entities. Asking multiple questions with one knock for yes and two knocks for no, they were soon answered over and over again, and they believed there were two human spirits residing in the home and one non-human spirit. Based on their past experiences, they believed the non-human spirit was keeping the two human spirits from passing on. The idea was that if they could get rid of the demon, they could also get rid of the human spirits as well. The activity would continue until daybreak the following morning. The investigators left and took their findings to the Warrens, and together with Leah included, they returned 2 days later with the intent of making contact with the non-human spirit. As they all sat down to make plans on how to go about it, suddenly Leah begins to shake again and was handed a pen and paper for yet again an automatic writing, and she begins to furiously write. And as she writes, the Warrens began asking the spirits channeling through her what it wanted and why it was there. Ed asked the same question for a few more times and asked what year it was. As he asked the last question, Leah stopped writing, dropped her pen, and started twitching. She answered in a voice that was not heard. A deep, demonic, and raspy voice replied Ed. He said,
"What are you pestering me? Shut your mouth. You have no rights with these words.
Suddenly, Leah threw back her chair and shoved the table they were all sitting at towards Ed, squatting him backwards and pinning him against the wall. This table was solid oak and very heavy. There was no way she would have such strength to lift it off the ground all by herself, left alone in such a rapid pace. It would take several men to move that table. It took 3 grown men to pull Leah back from continuing to jam the table into Ed Warren. Several minutes later, Leah returned to her normal self. Then the group decides to read what was written on the paper by Leah. The names Anna and George Robertson and a partially written year of 188 with the last number of the year missing. At this time, the years and name meant nothing to anyone. As the dust settles, the Warrens and their crew left for the night. The family all slept together in the living room. That night, they all slept in peace. The following morning, Jennifer and Bonnie went to the library to conduct a research on the names Leah had written down. As they read through old property records dated back in the 1800s, they were all shocked by what they found. A man named George Robinson owned their very home in the year 1888. Now they know they have some real information to work with. They also visited the graveyard not too far from their home, and the very first gravestone they find upon reading it says George Robinson, born 1860 and died 1927. They are now intrigued and wanted to discover more about George's life and who Anna was as well. But unfortunately, they were not able to get any more information due to a massive flood that hit the town in the year 1955 and had destroyed many records and so many other things in the town. Christmas was around the corner and the kids were busy wrapping gifts in their elder sister's bedroom. Then suddenly, the doorknob of the closet began to shake. They tried to ignore it. Then all the knobs in the room began violently shaking as if there were people at the other end of it desperately trying to come in. The children were so scared that they all ran out of the room downstairs towards their parents. Bonnie then decides to call the Warrens and arrange for a priest sent out that day to bless the house. Several hours later, the priest arrives with Lauren Warren. As he blesses the house, flickering holy water on its walls, Lauren wonders if this is going to be enough to quell the demon or is it going to anger it. As the priest finishes his blessings, everything seems to be peaceful around the house and the family hoped it would remain that way. But 2 days later, Bonnie keeps having this feeling that she needs to pick up a pen and paper and draw something. She kept having these flashing images in her head, as it seems the only way to reveal it is to transfer them onto paper. She begins to draw the images of a tree over and over again. As days went by, she began feeling this overwhelming sorrow that she can't explain. As she draws these images she sees in her head, then one day it all made sense. She believed she was being influenced by Anna. The thoughts of how sorrowful she had felt was probably what Anna had felt, believing she had lost a loved one. This brings us to the end of part 2 of the story. Hope you are enjoying it. If you do like the story, please don't forget to give it a like and share it, which encourages me to bring you more interesting stories like this from around the world. And I don't know what media you are watching this with, but you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, and YouTube. And please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you. See you next time, and bye for now.